Hey, little leg!
One of the issues with creative thought is the acceptance by the mind that is trying to understand it where there's no associated data by which it can compute. For instance, let's say someone comes up with a creative idea. The first thing that a person does is goes into their box within their head to look at what data they have on the subject to which they can then relate it to. Where there is no data to which they can relate it to, and that part of the mind is blank, therefore they will be suspicious of that creative thought. Let me give you an example of that. When I work with people, I'll put like a box called the knowledge box. Now, where we have a knowledge box and there is no knowledge, the opposite of knowledge is fear. So people will move to fear where there is no knowledge. People get anxious and fearful of flying, especially through rough weather. The one person who never gets fearful about it is the pilot, because he has the knowledge around flying and he has the knowledge around rough weather. So it doesn't matter how rough it gets, he doesn't get fearful. But a person who doesn't have that knowledge box around rough weather and flying will get anxious and fearful, and humans will actually shut down in that state. When you have creative thought and it comes into a box by which someone's trying to take acceptance and there is nothing they can pin it against, when the box is empty, then they have to look at suspicion on the creative thought. And the three ways that a human will react to it would be, well, actually, I've never heard of that, or I've never seen it before. And usually what trails off the end of that is, so therefore I'm wondering if it's not a scam, or I'm wondering if it's not a rip-off, or I'm wondering if it's not a rort, which is trying to justify the fact that they have nothing in their knowledge box about that. The best thing you can say about creative thought is, do you know what, that sounds very interesting. Unfortunately, I can't comment because I've never been involved in that before. I don't fully understand it. I have no knowledge around it. Now, that's what someone would say who gets the science. Someone who would look inside the box, see nothing there, say, this cannot compute. It does not fit inside anything I know, so therefore it can't be truthful, can't be happening, it must be a rort, because I must have an opinion about it. Now, where you get into trouble is if you have people who are investing in you and buying into you because of your creative thought. Well, you've got to frame up right up front that what I'm going to be sharing with you today, you're not going to have any knowledge about. If you had knowledge about it, well, then why are you here? You should be paying me as much as you're paying me now to hear about stuff you already know, because stuff you already know you can get a book on or go, I always think it's wasted money to go and learn from somebody about a subject that you already know about, because you've got to ask yourself, if you already know about it, why do you want to learn about it? And therefore, why you spend the money. So one of the things I have to frame up on creative thought is accept the fact that what you're going to hear today may make no sense because you can't anchor it in anything that you know.